What's up everybody, welcome back to the channel. So I'm just gonna roll with this one, but basically my Volvo C40 9-month-old car broke down, and here's the story. So for those who are new to my channel, I drive a Volvo C40 Recharged Twin Intro Edition, so basically fully spec'd, and I also got the pixel LED headlights, for example, 20-inch tinted windows, everything. So a very nice car, you would say. Now, as it is an electric vehicle, you need to charge the car, and here in the Netherlands we have plenty of public chargers as well, so I often charged my car here in the street where we live. So on the day it broke down, the car was also charging over here in the street at one of those public chargers. So I set the limiter to 90% state of charge, which is also recommended by Volvo, and I left the car sitting there for some hours to charge up to make sure we would get to our destination and back with plenty of state of charge left in the car. And that is kind of where everything started, as after an hour of charging I checked on the Volvo On-Call application how far it was, what the current state of charge was, and the car still indicated something like 31%, which I also parked the car with. Now there was also a Tesla Model 3 charging on the public charger, so I kind of thought like, okay, maybe it needs to split the power or something like that, so it's not going that fast, but it was kind of like the first signal that something was wrong, as the car wasn't also responding to anything else through the Volvo On-Call application. So I kind of figured like perhaps one of those issues from Volvo On-Call on the application on your phone, which from time to time can be a bit buggy and laggy and all that. So I figured, let's see, when we need to leave, it probably will be charged to 90% or so and we'll be fine. So I kind of left that at that moment. So a few hours later I woke up to the car to get going, and nothing happens when I try to unlock the car. Like, nothing. So I walked around the car pressing the button, but still nothing. So I kind of figured, okay, the battery must be empty, so let's go grab the care key, basically the second key you get with the car, and let's try again, you know, probably no big deal. So I walked up and down to the car with the care key, tried to open it, and also then nothing happened. Also walked around the car and all that, but just nothing. So last resort I kind of figured, let's try the Volvo On-Call application, try to unlock the car by pressing the button in the app. But as you can guess already, the application also didn't do anything, wasn't connecting, wasn't working. So there I was with a car which was charging and didn't want to unlock. So my first concern was kind of about the charging cable, which was connected to the public charging outlet to my car, as that kind of means that the car is completely stuck over there at that moment of time, also still charging, so you pay for it. So I was like, okay, let's first try to get that cable off the car and then we'll see. So as probably some of you know, there's like a physical little key inside your wireless key to open up the car. You can open it by putting the handle, the door handle, and over there you can put in that little key, and that will like physically unlock the car, like in the old-fashioned way. But when you do so, the alarm does trigger, and I can assure you my car has a very nice working alarm, as it was going nuts with the horn, with a very hard beep as well. So that wasn't really that nice, but I managed to grab my charging card to like unlock it from the charger, and that fortunately worked. And by doing so, it also unlocked the cable from the car. So it was kind of nice to get like the cable from the public outlet and also from the car, as I was kind of worried already, like, okay, it's Sunday afternoon, the car is stuck on this outlet, do I need to call like the energy company for that and so on. So I was like, okay, not only I need roadside assistance, but then probably also like some kind of mechanic from that company. So I was kind of happy that at least the cable was off the car and off the outlet. So there I was inside the car with still all the lights flashing and all that. It was like one big Christmas tree. But I was trying to start the car by putting the key in the center console of the car. There's like a little emblem, a key emblem in the compartment you have in your middle console. And when you put your key in there, it kind of figures like a real physical key, like you put it in the car. That's basically like an emergency spot over there. So I put the normal key in there. As I have the recharged Volvo, you need to press the brake and then pull the gear lever towards drive or park, neutral, whatsoever, to like really start the car as well. So put it in, pressed the brake pedal, pulled to drive, nothing happened, only like an SOS signal coming from the dashboard. So basically whatever I tried with the keys on the correct place, other places, nothing happened. The car didn't do anything. So basically the last resort, Volvo assistance, like Volvo roadside assistance you get with your new car here in the Netherlands at least. And also if you have like maintenance on your car at an official Volvo dealer, they also offer that, I believe. But yeah, I figured let's press that nice SOS button and let's get things cracking, you know, let's get this sorted. But guess what? The car also did not allow the SOS or on call button to be pressed or to do like anything. Like nothing was working in the car. So then I figured, let's give Volvo Roadside Assistance a call. And they responded quite fast. I gotta say, nice lady, helped me along. She could also like see like the customer ID, my car, my VIN, whatsoever. And she said like, okay, I can send a mechanic to you. Keep in mind, it was Sunday afternoon, within 2 to 3 hours. And I was like, okay, we need to go to a party. Can we like maybe sort this Monday morning, like tomorrow morning, first thing, like I give you guys a call and you send somebody. And she was like, yeah, sure, totally fine. Just leave your car over there. So yeah, we kind of left with our other car, the Volkswagen Up. Great car, if you know, you know. But yeah, so we left to the party, left the car standing over there, unlocked, because you cannot lock the car again with that little physical key. That's just not really possible. And also when you like try that, you immediately open like the door, which triggers the alarm again. So I still have like a beep in my ears from that. But anyway, we left the car sitting there until Monday morning. So the next morning I called the Volvo Roadside Assistance, which is basically in Dutch the ANWB. They are like connected to each other. So the lady said like, oh yeah, I can see your report over here. Do you want me to send the mechanic? And I was like, yes, please. So 2 hours later, he gave me like a call like, yo, I'm at your car, can you come over? So I walked over there, and whilst walking over there, and I kid you not, I see this little ticket underneath the wiper on the front screen. So I grabbed that little paper, and it's still in the car, but I can show you like a picture of it right here. But it was a fine, it was a parking ticket, I kid you not, for parking your car at an electric parking spot for electric cars for charging, whilst I was not charging. So within 12 hours, they managed to like spot my car, and we live like in a little street over here with normal houses, and basically enforcement doesn't come here unless you call for it. So this time within 12 hours on a Sunday afternoon, they managed to write me a ticket for being parked at a parking spot for electric cars. And in the end, that is true, but how typical that like within 12 hours, probably somebody of my EV neighbors called and basically snitched on me. So thanks for that. But yeah, so at that moment, the mechanic was there. We got one ticket in the pocket already, like 100 euros or so. And of course, I'm gonna object to that, and I got evidence and all that. So probably it will be sorted, but the hassle which comes from that is, of course, a waste of time. It's just a waste of time. So the first thing the mechanic did, of course, was pull open the driver's door, and that again triggered the alarm of the car. So after like 5 minutes of enjoying that Volvo alarm concert, he got in and he plugged this wireless software computer thingy into the car underneath the dashboard and tried to like read out things from the car, but it didn't show anything. This isn't good. We need to get your car as soon as possible to the dealership to get this sorted. But I kind of felt like, okay, that will probably mean like a tow truck. The costs of that will probably be for me or like something like that. Of course, that assistance isn't probably that inclusive on those things like tow truck services and all that. So I said, okay, but can you like boot it up for once that we put that key on that physical spot where it recognizes that the car's like started and that I can drive it. So he tried a few things with that computer, and at a certain moment we managed to actually start the car in some kind of SOS emergency mode. So nothing was basically working, but I just got in the car and I drove like straight to the local dealership over here, 10-minute drive or so. Luckily, I got my car to the Volvo dealership so we could get the issue solved. So once over there, within like 5 minutes, a mechanic made time for my car, drove it onto like the bridge and all that, and they started like searching for the issue, like looking at it. And the conclusion pretty quick was already that it had to do with software. What a surprise, right? So I continued working over there, had a coffee, and about an hour later, the mechanic came up to me and said, okay, there are like software issues. We tried to reset the car, but that's not working. So we need to de-energize the car, get some parts off to get to like modules underneath the dashboard, bonnet and such. So it will take a little longer. Do you mind if we drive you home and I give you a call when it's all sorted? So I was like, yeah, sure. Nice guy, brought me home in a brand new XC40 plug-in hybrid. Nice car, by the way. So yeah, I kind of waited and waited for some hours. And at the end of the day, at 6 o'clock, he like called me and said, okay, it's still not solved. We need to like completely de-energize the car. It's taking more time than we figured, like rewrite software and all that. So we're gonna keep your car in for a few more days probably. And as I said, great folks over there, friendly mechanic, but I also got like kind of annoyed that the car needed to stay in and they didn't like provide any solutions or services like, do you need a replacement car? I was kind of like, okay, my car is now taken, gone, and how do I travel now? What about my appointments and all that? But you know, it comes, and yeah, we kind of need to roll with that. So I was like, okay, let's take the train then from now on. But yeah, a bit annoying that was. So I waited for 2 days, and then the next morning the call came in from the mechanic. Very happy he was, as he had managed to solve the issue. And if I could pick up the car at the end of the day. And yeah, of course I could. Anyway, I got there at the Volvo dealership and had like a little chat with him, but they didn't really like disclose information on the exact issue, and I really tried to like ask for it and also said like, you know, I would like that information because I make like videos on it and all that, but yeah, they weren't very keen to like really share the issue. But anyway, it had to do with the software. It had to be like rewritten, the car had to be de-energized for that, and also then charged again like a whole day or so. But like they had to do some changes software wise whatsoever. I'm not really into that, but yeah, so the real issue isn't that clear, but software, that's basically the conclusion. But anyway, the car was nice, clean, washed and all that, ready to go again. And they also installed the new 2.5 software, so that was a nice little improvement as well. So in the end, it took about 4 days, one fine, lots of public transport, but eventually the car got fixed. Software issue, which isn't really a surprise, I'm sorry, gotta say, but with the Google infotainment system on the Volvo Recharge cars, it's not that reliable yet. So, that's a bit of the story. I find the fine part especially to be quite funny, and the other things just very annoying basically. Now in the end, a 9-month-old electric premium car left us standing when we need it. And that reliability part at this moment is my biggest concern and worry about this car. I find this car not to be reliable and that we cannot rely on it. For example, also when we did the road trip to Austria, the AC stopped working, the car got super hot, software tends to be laggy, and until that part the car functions still in its essence, like we could ride with it and go somewhere. But if I take like connection problems with the LTE, slow software and all that into account, then I really try to enjoy this car, but yeah, at this moment I don't really trust it, and I find that very annoying, especially from a Volvo car where I kinda more or less really expect that from it. I'm curious to your thoughts about this story. What do you think of it? Do you think my points are fair, or maybe you think something different? Please feel free to leave that in the comments, of course. That being said, that is my little story about the Volvo C40, how it was, not functioning for a couple of days, let's put it that way. And let's await that fine as well. But yeah, what a thing again. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like and also subscribe to the channel. That helps me out a lot. And if you want to support me a bit more, you can also have a look at FromSwedenWithLove.com. Over there we have original accessories for your Volvo, Polestar, Lynk&Co, whatsoever. Cool stuff, so make sure you check that out. Anyway, see you in my next December special video, and of course also in the regular one next weekend. Thanks again for watching, and see you very soon. Bye bye.